consciously eating.
Another day, another video. This time we're gonna take a look at week 5. I think it's the first week 5 series we're gonna cover on my channel. So we have DerStef1991 versus Zelos. And the map is Stream Junction. And yeah, earlier today I already recorded VAC. The recording kind of didn't happen really. So yeah, couldn't be used. So I try again now, and this time I have someone brought in here who's at least on the same level as AC. So yeah, Guinness, introduce yourself. Give us your thoughts on this game. Who do you think is favorite in the series in general?
I first want to point out that that's what me and AC were battling for in our previous match. We were battling to see who was going to cast with consciously. Then he won, but then issues happened, so now I'm second place. The loser got picked in the end. Yeah, and that's what I want to say. But as far as these two players go, I've never played DerStef. Played Zelos a few times, not recently though, but I'm familiar with him as a Rax player. So, and he had a mistake with his workers just now, but yeah, I'm not surprised to see him going Rax. That's all. Yeah, I don't really. I'm actually. Well, I know a bit of DerStef. I know he plays Beast a bit because he did against Guy in our teams clashed. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see them both going for 1 den 1 Rax on this map. Usually you see just castle first because the map is so big. I still think cheeses are good on this map because if you just send a workout earlier to proxy near the base, it's almost just as effective. But it's interesting they're not taking that risk. They're both playing quite safe.
Yeah, I agree. Just I think this.
I thought he was going to go castle before unit, but then he started up the raider late. But anyway, yeah, I would have liked that. That's all I would have said. I would have liked it if he had not started the raider, got on the castle, and then started it.
Yeah, but maybe they are both kind of worried about cheese. So I guess that's more like the reason behind it. And also I feel like I don't know if Stream Junction is still in the map ladder map pool, but I think it's not. And maybe that's why people who haven't really played in the old ladder with the old maps really like caught on how to play on these maps. Because on bigger maps I always prepare or I prefer to actually go for this fast castle, sometimes even before house, like really fast castle builds, because even on bigger maps it's kind of safe to do versus cheese, and you can always scout around anyways for proxy if you are really worried. So yeah, I mean, just a nice way of thinking of bigger maps. But in general, I think the Beast player is favorite because the faster units, and also Beast just replenishes the units because they are so cheap and they produce very quickly. So bigger maps are just better for Beast play in general, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Zelos, if you notice, he never sent his raider across the map. He just kept that home on the ramp even.
Yeah.
And now he's getting a second Rax without having any scouting whatsoever.
Yeah.
He sees the wolf out early. He knows it's, well, at least it's a 1 den. It may be proxied together.
Yeah.
From what he would expect a 1 den. I'm surprised to see him go for a second Rax instead of just going for the third castle. Because he didn't send the raiders across, you can understand why, but that's why I think he should have really be out more with the raiders initially and get a sense of the wolf count. And DerStef could very easily be like hiding extra wolves, so it could still be like a trick. But I think it's worth taking risks like that. It's not even really a risk; it's just standard play.
Yeah.
As we can see, DerStef, he's staying on 1 den, and now he's going for his third. He's just going to be severely ahead economically.
Yeah, but also I like DerStef's idea to just have the wolves wait here. Sadly, he didn't have them in hold position. He just parked them there. So I think with hold position, it's actually great because the raiders cannot move up really, and Zelos turned around anyways. And just leaving, like really, like he's just content with playing on 2 base with 2 racks, and that's it. So there's not even an attempt for a third base for Zelos. But also I would like to point out again, I think I also did that in a previous series I casted, where I highlighted that the SimCity from Zelos is really not good. Like, this castle position is really bad for every cata drop player. I mean, it's just a dream to have this space there where nothing can attack your catapults really. And also like having no wall in front of your base, like in the choke, and to have the worker line to be able to just hold position and cut it off. So there's really only downsides to the SimCity from Zelos here. And I think I know what Zelos is doing. I think it looks like an all-in, right? So just archers and wolves all in with the 2 new dens now. I think it's gonna be archers and wolves, and then he just will try to just go over and finish the game quickly. I'm not sure if that's really gonna work, because I can imagine versus tree base that's just not working because it's so slow, really.
I like Archer Wolf a lot. It's something I've been playing quite a bit lately, actually. But I don't like it on a map this big.
Yeah.
Obviously, the wolves are fast, but I don't think it's really effective to push. So certainly not on 2 base, which is what he's doing. This is almost like you could think of it as a 4 den, except he's got 2 racks.
Yeah. I mean,
So
on Ravaged, I can imagine it working, but yes, is really too big.
It's a bit more expensive than 4 den, but less expensive than 4 racks. I still don't like it, though. I don't generally like 2 base all-ins. Yeah, I don't think this one is very effective for a map this size.
But also, DerStef is going for dragons now. I guess with 2 more dens now, he's gonna.
I think he knows though that Zelos is pushing in because he's sending his wolves across the map. I think he saw the army and he realized that he's being attacked.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a bit scary, honestly, for DerStef.
It does look scary, but with good control, I don't think he's going to die.
Yeah.
Zelos can't really push into the natural because then he can get surrounded by the workers at the 3rd. I think he should really be attempting to attack the 3rd.
Yeah. See the first dragon layers going down, and we also see that there are some soldiers additionally to Zelos' little push. So 2 soldiers now encountering the wolves. I think it's gonna be a run by from DerStef, but I guess he's gonna turn around because in his natural, these archers, I mean, the archer count is not bad. There needs to be a worker pull, I guess.
The workers.
Yeah.
Been quite far with the workers though.
And he takes the workers from the 3rd.
I think almost halfway across the map though.
Yeah, you are a bit ahead, I guess. I see Zelos nicely blinking his radars out. I'm at 650 now, and yeah, he's actually chasing him quite far with the workers. But I honestly, since
by the time you get to where I am, he'll be on Zelos' side of the map, with his workers.
No. Well, I think DerStef really can pull the workers and bring them so far, because right now he's on 2 base versus 2 base. So it's not really, I don't know, he's not really losing anything and too much, and the lost mining time, okay, but he didn't even lose that many workers, and he kind of hold this, I guess it's an all-in. I would like to call it an all-in, because it's still 2 base only for Zelos. Really, it just looks like DerStef is in the driver's seat, and he's just, I mean, it's looking not too bad, and all the wolves he has now are absolutely sufficient to deal with these few archers. I mean, only 4 archers left, 2 wolves, 2 soldiers, that's really nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if he had waited, I think, a bit longer, and just tried to deny DerStef from scouting that he didn't have a 3rd, and he could have surprised them more with a bigger archer ball.
Yeah.
And
the raiders, you think? Like using the raiders to kind of scare away. Yeah.
And I understand him going soldiers, because soldiers, even though they take a bit longer, they're actually faster, and on a map this size, you know, they make up for that extra time they take, more than make up for it by running across the map at a quicker pace. And also they're stronger in general. I like the soldier follow-up, soldiers, but I don't think his archer ball is big enough. He only lost 5 archers and now he's left with 4.
Yeah, but he's only now taking the 3rd base, so Zelos is still really behind, and he will definitely lose this worker. But maybe, I mean, these wolves are in a bad position, really. I think DerStef should really leave this place now, because he cannot really do anything with. I mean, he has a lot of wolves, and it's literally 20 supply ahead. But you have to keep in mind that DerStef also has more workers. So in general, I think DerStef cannot really engage now with the soldiers, with the different with the wolves from Zelos, and also the archers behind it. I think just the composition from Zelos is now a bit better than what DerStef is playing. But also, how many drakes are there? Okay, we have 2 drakes right now. And he's only producing one, but he has 2 layers, so he can go into a very high dragon count if he wants to. Very soon he's building 2 houses, so DerStef is getting ready for a lot of dragons, and I think he needs like 5 dragons, and Zelos will definitely be not prepared because there are no towers, there's no advanced workshop, there's really nothing. And I think Zelos is just not ready for any dragon harass in the next, I don't know, 3 minutes or so. And by that time there will be at least 5 dragons flying in. So yeah, I mean, really. Okay, what's DerStef doing with the wolves here? I'm at 930. You see what he's doing, right?
For I think the hidden base, fourth base.
Yeah.
Expecting it though. Zelos, I was going to say, like, because he's behind, I was trying to think of what he should be doing to get back in the game, and definitely he should have been sending scouting wolves, you know, to see to get a sense of where he is in the game.
But he's now behind. I mean, Zelos is now able to kind of kill all the wolves from DerStef here. Yeah, DerStef is kind of suiciding them. Like, they. What is he achieving with this? I think he's just losing units.
I think he may realize just how far ahead he is. But badly supply blocks repeatedly. That's why he has so few dragons, even though he had 2 layers up quite quickly. So actually, I think Zelos is actually... If he hasn't scattered the dragons, he could still just die.
Yeah.
But I definitely think he should have been sending wolves out earlier, you know? On each side, maybe. And then try and see if he can sneak one in the name.
Okay. Just a second. I have huge lags in my replay right now. It's at 10:21 and the game is like almost completely freezing.
Happening to me as well. I'm at the same time as you.
Amazing. Like I'm at 10:22 and the game is really stuttering. I mean, it's a replay. I think I had this.
Just now.
Yeah, it's. Let me know when it's running smoothly again. But it looks like what is causing it? The dragons or what? Maybe it's the dragons.
I don't know what's causing it, but I'm sure the players were affected by this as well. And
Yeah,
otherwise,
I don't
the replay.
Yeah.
At least that's from my experience. Sometimes when I've experienced stuff like this in the game, it shows in the replay as well.
Okay. Now it's running smoothly again. I'm at 10, 27, 28, 29, 20, 30, 10, 30. So okay. For me it's running again. So we have 100 supply, 107 supply, which are which includes 6 dragons, and we have for Zelos 91 supply. Yeah, I mean Zelos pushing now. I like the idea. I like the timing even, but I don't think it's gonna really be any game changing because the dragons will fly in and the dragons will just kill the workers like crazy.
I think it's a shame that he just didn't know that his son was going dragons.
Yeah.
He knew that he was going dragons. I think he would have been content with just sitting back, trying to get more archers. Tower, obviously. Advanced workshop, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, and he even had all the units he needed. Like he had raiders in the beginning. He had wolves, so he could have just sent something in without problems. I think. I mean, I think
even after he lost the raiders, wolves are still good enough
to
scout. Even if you don't get in the main, you get an idea of what you see in front. You know what's in front of the natural, the third, and if he's taking a fourth base, you kind of get a good idea.
Look at the dragons! Oh my God, they melt. Like the main is already empty, and the remaining workers at the natural will get killed now by 6 dragons. But also, I mean, Zelos is kind of winning the fight here. At DerStef's natural, but I think with worker pull, this will be, and maybe DerStef could bring the 3 wolves there on the left side as well. But yeah, nice snipes on the dragons though. But yeah, I mean, the archers will get eaten alive now. Like, there's absolutely no.
There's not enough souls to buffer.
Yeah. I guess Zelos will tap out soon. I expect him to.
It's interesting to see though that DerStef, he went for 4 den layers on 3 base. I actually think, even though I can't really critique him because he made use of those dens, although he did get supply blocked. He was making use of those dens when not producing anything, but I actually think he could have been fine with just sticking on 2 den. Two den.
But holding this push with the archers in the beginning, like the first push out from
I think
Zelos.
he made enough wolves from just two den.
Yeah.
Two den, you'd be surprised how good two den is actually. You can stay on two den for quite a while. You would want to add more eventually, of course, especially if you're getting werewolf dens. But you can actually stay on two den if you're doing like two.
Yeah, I think it was okay. I mean,
Yeah,
in the end, he won. But maybe
yeah,
versus better players, he could have been more optimal. I think that's what you're highlighting, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'll just point that out because I do believe actually he could have gotten his dragons out even earlier. That's what's scary, is that if he could hit even earlier, because also he was getting supply blocked, so he wasn't producing dragons constantly from those two layers.
Yeah. But getting supply blocked is something everyone like.
Yeah.
I rarely see a replay where it doesn't happen. Like
part of the reason he
it
was
doesn't matter.
getting blocked, he was getting supply was because he had 4 dens producing wolves. You know, that's one reason why I think if you're going to do 2 layers, even on 3 base, you don't really need those extra dens. You can just make units constantly out of those 2 dens, and you should have enough wolves to hold, especially on a map this size. And anyway, that's what I was pointing out. But overall, I still liked his approach. The 4 den is certainly safer. Like on a map this size, even though, remember, we noticed he actually missed the army, got distracted by the raiders, and he didn't know the push was happening until Zelos was a few feet away from his natural, but he still survived.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah.
Great first game, and a bit unexpected by Steff's performance because it's so dominant, and it's quite contrary to what we seen from him so far in the season. So really nice to see him finally waking up, and man, maybe if there is a Pro League Season 4, we will see him again, and then he will show us what he's made of, and he will have a nice run, I guess. So let's move on to the second game. Okay, here we go. Second map, Ravaged, most played map. I mean, both players are new to the game. Not sure what DerStef's pick was for loser's pick. Maybe we see it on map 3. But yeah, I mean, Zelos picking. I mean, you know, always when someone picks either in tournament games or cup games or league games or whatever, whenever they pick Ravaged, I feel like they have something like a pocket strategy prepared, because usually when you play and practice, you fire up Ravaged, so everything is usually optimized for Ravaged. So every time I play Ravaged versus someone, I think, okay, they bring their, and it's important, I think they bring their A game and they do something, I don't know, unexpected, something surprising, I don't know. So yeah, for me, Ravaged always scary.
No, I didn't actually think about it too deep like that, but actually I can't think of anyone wanting to play Ravaged and just wanting to play Standard. Even if they're like a top player and they think they're heavily favoured, I feel like everyone prepares a specific build. They've got for Ravaged, but they play it on Ravaged. You know?
Yeah.
Willing to use it in tournaments, you know?
But we actually see something from DerStef which I didn't expect. We see Rex. So, have you seen DerStef's Rex recently? Do you know if my radar micro is good or?
No, I haven't. This is my first time seeing it, but he could very well be, since I think he's a beast player, or at least he prefers beast. He could be doing Rex into beast, which I like. I think it's probably best even beast, the way to play beast, to open Rex. But yeah, actually, if he is going to do that, then I definitely rate it. Maybe he's actually going to show off how good his Rex is.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just the infamous Raider start, and then you go into Dragons later. Because I think the Dragon play, the Dragon transition, was a nice idea by Steff last game. So why not do it the second time? Like, what's keeping him from it? Like doing it the second time? I think I would do this. I would actually do this. Just because it worked like so well.
Yeah. Like, I was going to say that the way he had SimCity, if he had put down a castle, there wouldn't be a full wall. Yeah, the racks wouldn't be touching the castle. I was going to say that's a bit of a downside for, at least if he's going to build on the low ground, why wouldn't he make that wall? Then I thought when I saw the worker come out that he's going to proxy a second racks. Now he's just bringing it back. So actually, he's just playing Standard really. But he could be wanting to potentially wall it off with other Raxes or dens if he is going to do it.
Yeah, or just a workshop or another house or something, like really anything. Okay, this raider from Zelos will most likely be dead. Ooh, 2 hits, 2 hits. Oh, and a nice double flash. I think actually Zelos could have gotten a hit here. Like,
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was looking for.
yeah,
Um,
just
Once you
missed.
realise that your raider's about to get hit, you just turn back and fire.
Yeah,
Unless you were worried about another raider coming and flashing onto that your raider.
yeah.
I
But
think
now,
his raider would have enough mana to flash away.
yeah, but Zelos right now is in a bit of a hard place, like caught between a stone and a hard place or something like how you say it. So he will definitely lose this raider. Ooh, but der Steff is... Oh no, please don't do it, Steff. Please don't do into... Ooh, Steff is sending a raider into... Okay, but he gets the raider. Yeah, but he doesn't get out. Nice round by Zelos. In the worker line. Don't go there. Don't do this. Don't be there, Steff. Don't go with your raider without mana into the worker line. Never do this. That was quite a blunder, I would say. Because imagine like 2 full HP raiders down there at the natural, chipping away at workers, and Zelos with 1 raider less, not being able to do anything about it. Okay.
Fortress from DerStef.
Ooh, that's early, way earlier than before. We like that or we don't? Because how many raiders, how many workers does he have? Like he has 8 at his main, and 6 only at the natural. Ooh, and the raiders are very hurt. I don't like this. And Zelos bringing a worker. What the heck? Why is Zelos bringing a worker with him? What's the plan, mate?
It was a part of his hotkey. But
Or
yeah,
he
I
builds something proxy. Yeah, or he proxies. I don't know. He proxies a Rex or something.
would like to see him, since he's deciding to tower, I would like to see him after this tower.
Mm.
Well, actually, I'd like to see him bring another... I don't like that he's making a Rex at home.
I think this
like
tower is... I don't like this tower at all. Like, the position is bad, and also... I mean, what does the tower really do?
It's the advantage because his raiders are healthier. If he gets the tower up, he can tower push, but I would have also liked to have seen him send another worker for a proxy workshop and continue this, you know? Because he's going to get this tower up, unless he micros hard. Looks like he will get it up. And it's just a shame he doesn't have a workshop already.
Oh, look at this! DerStef's micro with the raiders. Nicely done. Nicely done. Work, but he will lose 1 worker. But okay, no, not nicely done. But the start was nice with the blinking away. And look at Steff. Like, he's just putting down a workshop and says, well, you know what? Nice tower you have there, but it's not really doing anything. I get the tower on my own, and I will get a catapult, and then your tower is like shit. And I think that's actually the right call. But I also like that Zelos is going for a 3rd now. Because
yeah, I was going to say, I really like it. But although I don't like so much the fact that he let the tower finish.
Yeah, but I don't...
wasn't in range when it finished. He could have actually just cancelled it, walked back, and Def would be making this tower without seeing the other tower actually finish.
Yeah, but we have to also point out that there are 2 dragon layers coming up, and Zelos
That's one reason why I would have preferred it, actually. Of course, Zelos doesn't know that the dragons are coming.
Yeah.
One reason why I would have preferred if he actually did push, then he would be in his natural by the time the dragons came out, and just might have to use the dragons defensively. Or if he sends them across, then Zelos can just commit to like killing his natural.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but Zelos is again not scouting. He could take one of the raiders, and even if he loses them, it doesn't really matter. But he would get the information. Like, scouting is important, and Zelos is he's just not scouting. He's just completely oblivious to the fact that here DerStef is going ready, getting ready with the dragons, and he's actually hiding it. I think I like this. I think I like the fact that he's not running over with the dragons immediately. Although it would be nice to do, but keeping them at home and having a sufficient amount to really surprise your opponent is, I guess, the right call. But yeah, Zelos, I mean, he will have superior income for quite some time now.
He's making archers, so he shouldn't just straight up die.
Yeah.
Unless he stops making them and DerStef continues, which he should be doing. But, yeah, I think it's a shame that he hasn't scouted, you know? He should have really just made a bird if he wasn't willing to sacrifice one of his raiders.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say at first, you know, if DerStef had sent the dragons across right away, and Zelos was caught off guard by that, I wouldn't have blamed him because he did go for a very early fortress. Yeah. This is totally unexpected, almost, you know. Yeah. Even though it is within the realms of possibility.
Okay, he kills. Look at this. He's killing the catapult. I like this, but not going through it and going into the main there with at least one of them. That's. I mean, it's too late now, I think, anyways, because there are already 5 dragons. So I will.
I think he's got enough archers.
Yeah, but the archers are so immobile. And look at the
Yeah.
look at the bases. Like it's if DerStef comes from the right side in, he can just fly in, fire at the workers, and and wait until the archers arrive. And then he just flies into the natural and waits until the archers arrive. And then he just flies into the main, and he can actually turn around, fly to the bottom, and cross again and fly in from the right side again. Or he just flies back to the natural. So yeah.
Splitting his work is really just.
Yeah, not really.
Right there.
Don't move your workers. That's the most important thing. If you see dragons, just hold position or just stop. Oh, so many dragons. Ooh, that hurts to see.
Yeah, I was just respecting that. Like, oh.
Yeah.
I believe he lost close to 8 workers with that one.
Yeah, and look at this. Look at the clumped up workers. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, look at this damage. Look at this damage. Look at this. Oh, fuck my life.
I don't know if Zelos is. I mean, I feel like he should be experienced enough to know about Dragon Splash.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he is because
17 workers died. Oh
21.
my god. Oh my god. Yeah, you are a bit ahead, I guess. But I mean, he loses 3 dragons for it, which is kind of bad. So DerStef really could have just sent back the dragons as well. It was not necessary to lose dragons here, but I mean, 21 workers is like absolutely.
He didn't lose those dragons. He wouldn't have killed as many workers because he basically committed onto those stacked up workers. And
so you think it's a good trade actually?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, definitely. Well, certainly, I would take losing 3 dragons for 21 workers. And maybe with perfect micro, he could have pulled away the weakened dragon and kept it alive. But even then, he probably wouldn't have killed as many workers because he's losing that firepower if he does that.
Yeah, but in my world, from my game understanding, the game is over right now because the income now is there's such a big difference for income both players. But Zelos is still ahead actually, with 6,180 total. So it's kind of equal. I was expecting to see like a huge difference or I don't know really anything, but really
because Zelos just transferred workers. That's why. But, his advantage will kick in soon because he is making workers constantly and he's up 9 workers.
Yeah. So it just takes a bit until we see it really.
I was wrong though. The game is over, and the game is Zelos is still in it. Funnily enough.
Yeah.
Even after all the damage, but he's definitely, I would say, he's behind. But he's not out of it yet. He just needs to, I think, make sure he doesn't lose workers like that again.
Yeah. And also he needs the black powder upgrade for the ballista, I think. Usually when I build a ballista, and also usually when I see so many dragons, I get 2 advanced workshop and not just 1. I think that might be an error, and a costly one. But yeah, in general, when you have your first ballista, you want to have the upgrade. Because that makes ballista so much better. And look at this. Look at the... Oh, that's so nasty. Dragons flying in again. I guess at this point, with these many... I think it's 7, right? Yeah, 7 dragons. She could just kill the tower. Because at this amount, like you reach an amount with the dragons, at which you just don't care about towers anymore.
True, but I think workers are a bigger priority. I think when you have that many dragons, you don't care about the tower, you just ignore it entirely.
Yeah.
It's almost as though the tower isn't there, you know?
The only way the tower is helpful... You think he should have flown into the natural?
Well, if he sees as a ballista, he can go back and kill the tower and then leave. Because I do think killing the tower is still good. But the only good thing about the tower is if there are bruised dragons still that come back and they haven't healed enough, the tower can actually do some damage.
I see. Oh, now the ballista, don't lose the ballista. Ah, nice pickup by Zelos. Just kind of securing it. And what is DerStef doing? Like he's fighting into dragons and ballista with, into archers and ballista with dragons. And I think, I mean, he will lose dragons, but maybe he just doesn't care anymore. He thinks he won the game. But I think taking this fight, losing 3 dragons like that is not really, not the thing you want to do.
They killed more workers, 5 more workers.
Yeah.
Although he lost workers as well. So the game is actually, the worker count's roughly equal.
Yeah.
Enough.
Well, two workers more for DerStef. And income, if we take a look at the income, he's only 200 gold ahead. But Zelos took a heavy blow. Like he's at almost 3,630 lost gold, and yeah, I mean DerStef only at 3,000 barely. So yeah, there is quite a difference, but it's not that huge as I would expect it to be after this amazing dragon fly-in. But what's the strategy for DerStef now? Just wolves or what? Just wolves, no catapults, no nothing. Okay.
I'm thinking more. Yeah, he's doing wolf catapult. I'm thinking more so what Zelos should be doing because he's the one behind.
Yeah.
But like I don't. Yeah, I mean it's tricky. It feels hard because we're so far in the game now. He did take a bit of worker damage. He still has 1,000 gold, over 1,000 gold in his main. I think I wouldn't be getting this fourth as quickly as he would be.
Yeah, I would get more racks, right? You want to have production, you need units. Like he's on 2 racks the whole game. Okay, there's one workshop, but he's not using it because versus what? You don't need Gatling guns, you don't need catapults versus the wolves. Yeah, you really want to have soldiers and archers now, and ballista obviously. So yeah, I think more racks would be the right call, right?
Yeah, if he's going to play this racks, I would say. Well, it's hard to say really because he's actually so far, much further behind than it looks in supply even, because he doesn't. I don't know. His units just aren't. They don't match as well. I don't think.
He's sending the workers again.
Yeah.
Just hold position with him, mate. Okay, the black powder upgrade is there, so we can. Okay, go. Fired. Ah, nice. Okay, he fired one time. Yeah, second time. Nice. Look at these dragons. They all gonna die. Nice one. Okay, Zelos is handling this very, very good now. But I think DerStef still has too many units and too much production. I mean, he's supply blocked again. In dire need of a house. But on 4 base versus 4 base. But 2 bases are barely mining. And also, Zelos kind of losing his ballista here to the wolf and soldiers coming in. Chasing with the ballista is okay. There is no air around. But I think it just takes too much focus away. And DerStef again, like, look at him. He's sending in his wolves to kill the tower instead fighting and surrounding these archers to fight them. And now he's gonna lose all the units. Oh my god. What was that?
They can't. They're trying to funnel through, and you can only have like 2 attacking at a time.
Oh
these
my
archers
god.
hold their ground,
Oh
and
my god.
all wolves will die.
Right now all the wolves will die, right? Like there's
once again, he killed so many workers. But then, funnily enough, when you look at the worker count, they're still very similar. Although he's counter-attacking well because he's got wolves at the 4th as well. This is one reason why I don't think he should have gotten the 4th as quick as he did. I mean, he could have been starting it now, maybe, when he hadn't been picked apart by having to spread his army so thin.
Yeah, I guess it's just opening another point where the unbuys can happen. So yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, I think he should have stayed on 3 base economy. Basically, when his main mines out, or right before it mines out, he starts his 4th and he transfers workers. But he never really tries to go for a big worker count because I thought he was too far behind and that DerStef was going to keep attacking. He needed to just rely on his opponent attacking into him and not going for an insane worker count.
Yeah, DerStef,
players like that,
Yeah, DerStef so far ahead. He's just getting a 5th base now. Getting ready when the mine runs out in 30 gold. Yeah, I think it's nice of Zelos to attack now, but it's really like it's not gonna work. There's so many wolves. There are even a few drakes left, and also I like the 2 animal testing labs for the upgrades because he only needs really 1/1 for the wolves, and it will make such a difference.
I don't think we'll see the upgrades, though. I think Zelos will lose before then.
Okay, let's see about that. Nice usage here with the ballista. First dragon already died, but also DerStef bringing workers with him again. But yeah, the first archers getting cleared up. They are kind of saved by the airship, but dropped again. And yeah, I mean, there's not really something like it's just there's nothing Zelos can do here. Like no damage and stuff. Okay, now he adds some racks, at least. He tries to add some, but yeah, I mean 2 towers at the 4th is okay. But if there are enough wolves, even the towers will not really help here. So yeah, it looks really dire. But it's fighting spirit, so I give it to Zelos. It's nice to at least try to fight. I think he should really try to attack with the workers as well in the 4th base right now. They are just minding their own business, and I think I don't really like this.
Even though that he did just take that much damage to the dragons, because if we saw how he was still able to push across the map and deal some damage, he seemed to have good airship, ballistic airship micro. You know, imagine how scary he would have been if he was able to max out with like this archer, catapult, ballista, you know, army. I think DerStef, because he didn't make werewolves, I mean, he was making catapults, but he only had 1 workshop and producing 1 catapult at a time. And he only ever made 3 catapults in the end. I think, you know, Zelos could have really done something just if he hadn't lost so many workers. Even then, I was like, oh, okay, he was still close in worker count. I just don't think his army composition, you know, is that effective. I think he should have added in more soldiers. We see him adding soldiers now, but it's a bit late. He's lost his archer ball already. He's only got 1 catapult and 2 soldiers.
And here comes the dragons again. So the new base for Zelos will definitely not. I mean, maybe it gets up, but it will never really mine. And also, like, look at the amount of wolves just coming in again.
I'm actually looking at the worker count, and yeah, he went up to well over 40 workers. Zelos. I think that was a big mistake. I don't think you could go for so many workers when you've taken that much damage.
Yeah. Also, I mean, DerStef at 50 workers is also a bit much for my liking.
Yeah, to be honest. I mean, if Zelos had bunkered down, you know, like just stayed on 3 bases, as I said, and only expanded after his main ran out. I think DerStef would have had a hard time actually killing him or even getting good damage because. Again, 50 workers, so he's only got about 100 supply in army. And Zelos could have matched that, you know, with a lower worker count. You need to take efficient trades, of course, but I definitely think this was doable, even after the dragon damage. Definitely doable this game.
Nice worker usage here by Zelos. And having this hold position ball. But I think this is still enough wolves, really. And they have now 1-1, so they have the upgrades, and they are scary now. And yeah, you see, like, everything is getting wrecked here for Zelos. Also, like the other base, look at the beast. Like, I'm always amazed how good beast units are in wrecking buildings. It's really insane how much damage they deal to buildings. They were at 3 towers and just eaten.
It will actually do good damage to buildings.
Because of the high attack speed, I guess.
DerStef's also just expanding everywhere now.
In
the game's over, you know, your opponent's not tapping out. You might as well just play it out still, you know.
Well, I give it to DerStef. He's really played this solid. Like, first game, there was really nothing he was never behind. If anything, he was ahead slightly, and then he was only getting further ahead. So really nice display of skill here by DerStef, and kind of unexpected for a lot of people, I guess. But he really showed what he's made of.
I think with Zelos, first game was just the wrong build, the wrong way to go about things, you know. I don't like that build in general, the attack he did. But even then, I think the opening, you know, the 1 Rax, and then he made a 2nd Rax without scouting even. His opponent on the other hand, just, you know, went for a quick 3rd off of 1 den. It was so much more favourable for him. And then this one, it was again just the damage. But then also, I guess it was just him not making the right reaction after taking the damage.
Yeah, he also needs to scout more. I think scouting would have helped tremendously.
Definitely. In both games.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But also like how he moves around the map, like with the raiders in the beginning, keeping them at your natural and stuff makes not really sense. You want to utilize the raider, and he just didn't. So GG to both players, obviously, but DerStef really taking it to another level.
I did like the idea, though, of, you know, going for not just sticking on beast units. I actually think, because I'm a big fan of werewolves, and I'm a beast fan in general, so I genuinely I don't often open just beast these days. I usually go for open racks, but sometimes if I ever do open beast, I often find myself just staying on beast. I'll add an airship or werewolf drops or wolf drops, but I'll just go. Basically, my basic units will just be wolves, dragons, and werewolves. I actually think wolf, dragon, catapult is even better. I think catapult drops can certainly be more effective, depending on how you use them, but also just in the army with your wolves, I think they do very well. Certainly, they do better against rack-based armies than werewolves. The werewolves just have a hard time getting close enough to.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that would be my point. I think catapults are especially good versus Rex combinations like mages, archer, bolts, soldiers, stuff like this, where you just want to have more damage in your army. And that's when you add catapults to your beast army composition. And in general, I don't think that werewolves are in straight up fights really good, especially if you have a lot of range units like archers.
They are good at like holding ground somewhat, or even creating room with their smashes. But I mean, and certainly, I wouldn't say don't go for werewolves. I'd say go for both, ideally, catapults and werewolves and dragons and everything. But you had to like go for a build order. I'd say probably best to add the workshop before adding werewolf dens, depending on the situation at least. Sometimes it's good to have werewolves first. I do think, catapults are better defensively because they can hide behind buildings and just fire. So you can use them defensively, but also offensively, because when you get your opponent pinned back, and then they have catapults raining down, on them, like their buildings and everything. It's just really, it's much more scary than werewolves actually.
Yeah, and hard to deal with.
Try and walk away.
Yeah. Cool.
Walk away. Okay, yeah.
We really need to work on how we go out of games and